What up, this is Patrick Hayes, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I want to talk about getting out of your mind, getting back in touch with true happiness. Not mind illusion, but true happiness. Because this is something that most people, especially in the West, have a major issue with, is too much mental activity, getting stuck in our mind. And this is something that oftentimes happens at a really young age. We become traumatized in our environments as young children by really intense things that happen that is really painful in our energetic bodies and feels very painful in our bodies. And then oftentimes what it does is it makes it feel unsafe to be inside our body, where it doesn't feel okay. It actually feels painful to be inside our body and actually feel the subtle energetics of our body. And we end up trapping ourselves inside our minds as an escape from that uncomfortability within us, right? This is also increased by the fact that the way that school teaches children how to learn is extremely cerebral, and it brings them out of their bodies at a very young age to get stuck in this mental realm trying to figure out different things that they're teaching, like math or different things, at a very young age when they're still kind of learning how to feel their body. And that actually is where there should be more focus on embodied activities. And so one of the things that happens when we get stuck inside an idea or inside a thought is we lose the access to our feeling intelligence within our physiology, within our subtle bodies. So think of it like this. I'm sure you can remember a certain time when something, say, dark or bad happened. Maybe you were watching like a scary movie and you felt very queasy, you felt uneasy within your system as a kid, right? So imagine there's a child that really looks up to like their father, and their father is a bully to people, but they want to be like their father because they admire their father. But when they're a bully to people, it feels uncomfortable in their body. Like there's part of them that knows that it's wrong, that it's not the right kind of vibration to be in, and their body's telling them that. But they want to be like their father. So in order for them to be like their father, they need to cut themselves off from that uncomfortable feeling. And so as they cut themselves off from that, they start becoming numb to that extrasensory perception, we could say, of feeling and empathy and compassion that naturally they felt in the beginning, but learned how to kind of turn off in order to survive in their environment, in order to be like their father, right? See, this is really common, where for that reason or for other reasons, maybe somebody was traumatized and it's just really painful to be inside their body, that people get stuck inside their mind and they get stuck inside ideas. So living for an idea. So you can think of this like many people maybe do something on a daily basis that their body doesn't really like. So a great example of this is people that maybe get a job where they can pump their ego up about being this title. Maybe it's a lawyer. They could really be excited about the idea of being a lawyer because, wow, this means I'm prestigious and I'm powerful and I have, the ability the power of attorney. I have all these like linguistic skills to be able to turn the tables inside the courtrooms, right? And that's maybe very satisfying for the ego, right? So they have this image of themselves and they can fuel themselves off the image of themselves. But in their everyday life, they're not even aware that their physiology, their body, is tightening and seizing up in different ways due to the fact that their body's actually not happy. And the truth of the matter is that they're not happy as a holistic being. I'm not saying this is like this for all lawyers. It's just an example that maybe you can understand. The idea that we can get stuck inside an idea of something, an ego idea of something that maybe makes us feel happy on one level, but it's out of balance with the greater wholeness of our being, yet we've just cut ourselves off from that greater wholeness as a security measure so that we could operate within a world that had so much negativity that it was constantly disrupting our greater awarenesses and greater senses. So one of the major things for people in this day and age is learning how to come back into their body and then learning how to trust their body and trust that when you feel something in your gut, when you feel something in your solar plexus, when you feel something in your throat, that this is indicating things to you. There's a language that your body is speaking to you, and your body can be happy and that's indicating that you're doing something right. But your body can also be upset, and that's indicating that maybe you're absorbing the wrong kinds of energies, or you're doing things that are out of alignment with yourself. Now, one of the things that happens commonly to people that live their life in a perpetual state of ignoring the signs that their bodies are giving them is they end up sick. They end up getting some sort of disease. You see this happen all the time with people where they're cut off from themselves emotionally, or they're cut off from their body intelligence, and as a result, that energy blockage in their system manifests some sort of ailment or disease in the different areas where they have those energy blocks. There's work by, I think her name was Elizabeth Hayes, where she, this was years ago, where she made the connections and expressed in her book all the connections between the emotional blockage that then lead to different diseases and ailments. And then even Gabor Mate, who's a modern doctor, has went to corroborate a lot of that in his own way by expressing the direct correlation between emotional blockage and the inability to release things, so repressed and suppressed emotion, and that leading to different diseases. So the question becomes, when you talk about happiness, are you happy? Is happiness in the mind, or is happiness a holistic thing? Because I don't think a lot of people actually know the difference, right? So I feel like there's a lot of people that may be very happy in their mind, but their body's not happy. And being happy in the mind is basically like an ego trap, where we really like the idea of ourselves. We really like the idea of this thing that we're doing, like the little kid that's a bully. He feels good because of the image and the way that he's been indoctrinated into thinking what is powerful, what is strong, is to be a bully, and that's a good thing. And so in his mind, he may be thinking highly of himself for being a bully, but he's cut himself off from the pain that it causes his body to be a bully. Because inherently, on some level of his being, he knows that that's actually not healthy. So the question that I have for you is, are you happy just in your mind, or are you holistically happy? Take a look around your life. Look at the different things that you do on a regular basis. Feel into your body. Can you feel your body? Can you feel how your body responds to different things in your environment? And take note of the difference between when you might be fueling yourself off of an idea, which there's nothing wrong with fueling yourself off of an idea, but fueling yourself off of an idea when there's a disconnect from the body, or when there's a contradiction between the happiness in the mind and the happiness in the body. And work to bring your awareness more deeply into your body so you can feel those moments when you're out of alignment, and then try to create the kinds of actions and habits that make you both happy in the mind and in your body, so you're holistically happy. So thanks so much for tuning in. This is Patrick Hayes. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. If this video was useful for you and you feel like it might be useful for someone you know, please share it with that person. I would really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you next time. One love.